Only mode.
Good evening, everyone. This is Mr. Taylor with Young Engineers of Today. I hope everyone is having a great Wednesday and the week is going very well for them. Hello, Sam. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well too. Hello, Max. Sup, as Marissa put in. Um, all right, if you can hear me, please raise your hand. All right, looks like we have Alex, Elizabeth, Jean Marc, Kaya, Keller, Marissa, Sam, Stephen, Jose, and Zach. Hello, Zach. Thanks for typing in. All right, we got a lot of people's hands up. Very good. All right, put your hands down. Um, if you can see my screen, please let me know by raising your hand. Wow, full class tonight. See Anna, Max, Sam, Zach, Kaya, Jean Marc, Elizabeth, Anna, I think Catherine? Or is that Katie? A little closer. All right, very good. All right, put your hands down. All right, tonight we are going to be doing lesson 3 of Fly to Learn using X-Plane. We're going to be focusing on lift, all right, one of our 4 forces. Last class we focused on gravity, specifically through weight. You had an assignment you had to do that is due today that was for lesson 2. I was notified yesterday by another student that the video links weren't working. So I'm in the process. I'll have those fixed for the rest of the week. But what I did in the meantime, I posted all the YouTube videos on how to use the lesson 2 and lesson 1. And let me demonstrate that for you. If you go into Edmodo, it was Luke, someone pointed it out to me. So what I did for Luke is I put both the PowerPoints in for everyone, as well as I put all the videos that have been made for you to use, from lesson 1 for takeoff, and then lesson 2 with weight part 1 and weight part 2, and also bonus films for how to do the quick flight setup, is also for setting payload in lesson 2. All right, now, great job, Marissa. Marissa has already gone and done so and got if you go to this link, it will take you for the PDF for today's lesson. As I stated, you can use the below to help you out. All right? Awesome. Now, let's get rocking and rolling. We'll go over what we're going to do first is go over the forces. May the forces be with you. Last class, we went over weight. And can someone tell me before we jump in, how are is weight and mass the same thing? Let's see here. Let's go with Marissa. She has her hand up. Stephen Jose have already typed in no. Let's see if we can get a little bit more out of Marissa. Yes, Marissa.
No, it's not.
Well, so what? So what exactly? They're not the same thing. So what's so different about them?
Weight is how heavy an object is, and mass is like how big it is,
Okay, on the right
I
track.
think.
Oh, you definitely understand there's a difference, and that's important. Very good. Thank you, Marissa. All right, let's ask Max. Go ahead, Max. What you got to say?
The like she said, weight is the how heavy something is, and the mass is like how how wide, long, and like everything that pretty much describes um like the weight and how big it is altogether.
Very good. You added more into it as well. Thank you, Max. All right. Kaya, go ahead. Thank you, Max.
I can't. I don't have the disc, and I can't download the demo, so I haven't been able to take part in what the rest of the class is doing.
Okay. With the try to download the demo. What type of computer do you have?
I have a Mac.
All right. With a Mac, when you download it, it comes up with that error message that says this is not an approved software type deal.
I did what you told us to do, but
Yeah.
it turned out I was downloading demo 10, and
No.
it was taking 2 hours to do it.
Yeah, we're not using demo 10. We're using Xplane 9.
Yeah, it downloaded demo 10, and I don't know why it did that.
All right, yeah. Make sure you click on. I want you to try it again, but specifically look because 9 is above 10. Don't download 10. And just double check that you're clicking demo for Mac Xplane 9. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Try that and let me know. I'll help you out. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Let's go with Kaya. I just got off the phone with you. All right, Alex, what's different weight and mass and all this?
I got an example, but it's like I do not have it here, but I can explain it.
Let's do that. Let's rock and roll. Let's explain it.
Say that you had a little glass marble and you put it on one side of the scale. And then you took a styrofoam ball and put it on the other side of the scale. The styrofoam ball has more mass, but it's lighter than the marble with less mass, but more weight.
All right, awesome. Great job. Thank you very much, Alex.
Thank you.
All right. One of the major things I want you to realize is that all your answers that you guys help really put in perspective. Great job there. But the thing I want you all to realize and with mass helps make up weight. Mass times gravity effects is weight. So your mass doesn't change, but your weight will change based off the gravity that you're in. An excellent job to those typing in and answering questions as well. Great job. All right. Now, what I want some help with is you had to do a test flight versus takeoff distance. You had to do 3 amounts of 298, around 600, and around 900. Can someone tell me what their average airspeed was and average takeoff distance for each one of these? I want to hear from multiple people for 298, 600, and 900. Can I get some volunteers? Some volunteers. No one? All right, Jean-Marc. Thank you, Jean-Marc. Go ahead, Jean-Marc. Can you tell me what you averaged for your virtual airspeed and takeoff distances there?
Okay, so one second, let me find it. Okay, here it is. So for the 298, my average was 4,793, and for 600, it was 3,960, and for 900, it was 3,771.
So what trend were you noticing there? What was happening with your distance?
They were getting lower.
With your payload? As your payload increased, what happened to your takeoff distance?
It got lower.
Okay.
Or higher.
Higher. There you go. Thank you. Did your airspeed change, though, very much?
Not really.
No. Airspeed's consistent, all right? but it's the takeoff distance. As you increase, did you have to end up using more and more runway to get off the ground?
Yes.
Good. Okay. Save that thought. Very good, John Mark. Thank you. Anyone else like to share? All right. So no one else. We need to check in the message boards. All right. Marissa, you won't be able to take off 50 miles per hour. It takes about 75. All right. Your takeoff distance did increase. Now, as our takeoff distance increases due to our payload, all right, what you'll start noticing is our payload is increasing. Now, as our payload increases, as we just stated, our takeoff distance increases. Does a longer takeoff distance indicate more or less payload? Can someone answer that for me? Does a longer takeoff distance indicate more or less payload? Anna.
More, I think.
Good. Good job. More. Thank you, Anna. Have confidence in yourself. You're very smart. Good job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Does the airspeed go up or down as you increase the payload? Can someone answer that for me? Let's go with Max. Yes, Max.
It kind of depends on if you're going up or down. If you're going down, then it'll definitely go up rapidly because the amount of weight also deals with gravity, so it'll pull down faster. But if you're going up, it'll be harder to go up, and you'll have less airspeed.
All right. What about with regards during takeoff? Does the airspeed change during takeoff? Or does
During takeoff, it takes a lot longer to build momentum.
But is it the same airspeed on average for taking off, though?
No. Or yeah, it's the same airspeed average.
Okay, good.
It takes the same amount of airspeed.
All right, very good, Max. Yeah, you're correct. The airspeed will on average stay the same, but it takes a lot longer to get to that airspeed as you increase. All right, thank you. Now, with this last question, do larger airplanes require larger airstrips? And if you agree with yes, please tell me why you think so. Let me see those hands, or type it in. Stephen and Jose, you are correct. You won't be able to take off at 60 miles an hour. You're going to still need to take off at the normal area. Thank you. Airstrips are runways where planes take off. Okay, very good. Zach typed in, an airplane is heavier. Because an airplane's heavier, it takes longer for you to build up the airspeed because of the payload. Very good. Anna has her hand raised. Anna, great to hear from you again. Go ahead, Anna.
Yes. I didn't hear the question. Can you please repeat it?
Yeah, I can please repeat it. Anna, do you think a larger airplane takes a larger airstrip, and why? Based off of this activity.
Yes.
Why?
Well, because it's probably a lot heavier and will take more momentum going up than would be with a smaller plane.
Oh, very good. Yeah, it takes a lot more to build that momentum, so it takes longer time. Very good, Anna. Thank you, Anna. Let's go. You're welcome. Let's go with Luke. Hi, Luke.
I have like 3 messages on my thing that when I click close, it will not go right down. It will not go down.
Mr. Taylor, do you have to use the CD every time you use the X-Plane software?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless you
wanted to clarify.
Yeah, that's a good question, ma'am. I can double check. I think there's another process if you completely load everything, but the way X-Plane is designed, because it takes up so much data, it needs the functional disk. But I will double check on that. From my experience of working with it for the last 4 years, I've had to always run a disk.
Okay, that's fine. Just wanted to clarify.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. And anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Thank you. Luke, thank you for notifying me on Edmodo that the links weren't working.
Yeah, and also I figured out how to switch to a Mars plane and get to the terrain Mars.
Very good. Yep. We talked about that last class. Hopefully, I encourage people to figure it out on their own. Very good. Did you see all the other information I put in to help while I'm in the process of fixing those links?
Yes.
Okay.
I think we're good on that.
Okay. Did those help?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. All right. Go ahead.
So I just wanted to say I thought it was similar to like how small birds, they can fly pretty fast, but then when you see flamingos, they have to run like a long distance in order to lift off the ground.
Oh, great real world example to nature. Thank you, Catherine. Great job. All right. All right. So that should take us to that lesson. Now, when we raise your hand if you got to the moon activity. Hey, Jean-Marc did, Stephen Jose. What happened? Alex did, very good. Can someone tell me what took place in the moon when we went to the moon? When you flew on the moon, what happened with your takeoff distance and airspeed? Go ahead, Jean-Marc.
It was weird. Like you'd only be going up to 50, and then you just start floating.
Because of the gravity, is your weight as much?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you could fly. You could start flying at whenever you were not at a certain. You could fly at lower speeds.
All right, great. Yeah, because your weight's less, so it takes less distance as well. Very good, Jean-Marc. Would anyone else like to? Well, Stephen and Say, hopefully you and everyone else who have not reached the moon, you get the opportunity to experience change in the gravity. But the one thing I will remember that, yeah, Catherine, it does make sense. You make sure to change back the gravity where it tells you on the next page here. Great job. All right. And I encourage a lot of you to get caught up. And what I'll do is I will post everything that we do today in there. And then we have X-Plane for next week. And we're doing a lab to those in Charlotte. We'll be doing the lab tomorrow night. We'll be working with airplanes. And then not this Saturday to those in Raleigh, but the following Saturday you will have a lab. Okay. All right. So let's move on to our next lesson. Thank you for the review, everybody. Great job. All right. Now, what we're doing here, lift. It's a real pick-me-up, all right? We're going to be learning about lift today and a little bit more in detail. Marissa, nice job. All right, thank you, Catherine, for the updates. All right, Stephen Jose, great job. Okay, thank you, Catherine. Now, as we talked about last class, with the forces be with you, we looked at weight, and weight referring to gravity pushes down, and each one of the four forces that affect flight has a opposite. In this case, it's lift. Now, lift helps push our airplane up. Now, the main topics we're going to be discussing in this lesson are lift, stalling, where if you increase your lift too much, it will if you keep flying up and up and up and up, you get to a point where you can create stall. And theory is explaining lift, okay? Now, lift as a force. Lift results from a difference of air pressure along the wing. Basically, you have lift is up and perpendicular to the flight path. So this air pressure is pushing up on the angle of the wing, allowing it to be pushed into the air. All right. Now, this really helps with the process. And there's a couple different factors that go into why an airplane wing has lift. If you lose lift in flight, your aircraft will fall out of the sky. You'll fly like a rock, okay? No lift, no flying, no way, all right? We need lift. Lift is very important. Direction of the force in a level flight is up, or as I just said, the perpendicular to the flight path. Lift results from the difference in air pressure along the wings. I can't just say that enough times. The amount of lift is very sensitive to the speed of the air traveling over the wings. When there is not enough air traveling over the wings, lift suffers and the plane begins to fall out of the sky, otherwise known as stall. All right? And we're going to actually try that out. Okay? Just in the angle of attack. Angle of attack is basically, I can sum it up in this way. You have your wing, the chord line, and it's already naturally at an angle. Now, how many people have stuck their hand out the window of their parents' car and they'll just tilt the angle a little bit and your hand like takes off? How many people have done that? And Anna, Jean-Marc, Marissa, Max, Sam. Now, Max, Steven, Jose, Alex, very good. If you keep your hand level, the air kind of just falls over it and you really don't. But you increase that, you just tilt it a little bit. That is known angle of attack. And that will actually help increase our airspeed over our wing. Now, and we also have our angle of incidence. Now, basically what happens is you have, by taking off and lifting up the plane, you try to get an angle of attack. Angle of incidence is where we naturally put an angle into a wing. If you've ever been on an aircraft, and you look out, the wings already have a natural angle to their wings. This is engineering designed into it to help increase lift. Now, as we keep saying, lift results from difference of air pressure along the wing. Lift is up and perpendicular. We have lift vectors. Now, we have these arrows. And what we're going to do is a stall versus airspeed activity tonight. Now, I want you to remember that you're going to be using the A button, which if you're not in a chassis view, this will put you in a chassis view, okay? From a Q, this will allow you to circle around the plane. All right, a lot of people have. Awesome. And thank you, Catherine. The forces be with you as well. All right. Now, the vector arrows, and we're going to watch a video shortly. It's going to talk a little bit more about this. The vector arrows are green, and these will show how much lift you have. If they're really little, you have no lift at all. If they're really high, you have a lot of lift. Now, there's also yellow ones that are horizontal lift. They're very small, okay? Red, as you can see in this image, the little tips, if you have a lot of red, red is equal to drag, okay? Now, when we have lift, there's the opposite of lift, which we get stall. Airplane begins to fall, as we stated earlier. Results for not having enough airflow. And there's two theories behind, or a few theories, actually, more of them, is Bernoulli's principle. Bernoulli, this Swedish scientist, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, came up with this, and it basically says low pressure creates high velocity. High pressure creates low velocity, basically saying that a wing has this curved edge to it. that increases a longer distance on top of the wing. Because of this longer distance, the air has to catch up when it goes over it. So it creates a lower pressure on top. Because of this lower pressure on top, sorry, everyone's typing funny like plays off of Star Wars in the message boards, which is really funny. Like Luke, I'm your father for Marissa. And to answer your question, Stephen Jose, they will show all of your vector arrows, and we're going to go over that momentarily. But I want to go over the theories first. Bernoulli's principle, basically, if I have a longer distance on top of my wing, which a wing does because it's curved, it makes it longer for the air to flow than the straight line down below. The air has to catch up, so it speeds up and increases the velocity. When it increases the velocity, lower pressure is found on top, higher pressure on the bottom because there's lower velocity, and it's like pushing. Something with higher pressure on below and less on top, it pushes it up. All right? Yes, and we'll be able to see the lines when flying. The second one is Newton's third law. Basically saying, first off, what is Newton's third law? Can someone raise their hand? I expect most people to probably know this one. All right, let's go with Marissa. What's Newton's third law? Tell us.
I had it on the tip of my tongue.
Every action?
Inflow, lift, and outflow.
All right, yes, that has something to do with it. Very good, Marissa. Let's ask Anna. Anna, go ahead.
What was the question again?
What's Newton's third law? Tell us.
1 second.
It's all right. If you don't know, no big deal. Let's ask Alex. No problem. Alex, go ahead.
Every action has an equal or opposite reaction.
Very professional. Thank you, Alex. Now,
You're welcome.
chip, cheerio. Now, he's correct. So basically, you have wind hitting one end, it's bouncing back, but the opposite reaction is the wings lifting up. And those are theories explaining lift. Now, time for a video. And this will show you what you're doing today. And let me make sure the volume is up loud enough. All right. And before we continue, was it Catherine wrote a joke in about Yoda? Luke went to eat one day. He does not know whether to use a fork or the spoon. Yoda strolls over and says, use the fork. Get it? Use the fork. Good one. All right, here we go. This will show you what we're doing today with this lesson and how to control everything.
As you know, there are 4 forces that act on an airplane. Today we'll be learning about lift and how it affects flight. Lift results from the difference in air pressures along the wing. The amount of lift is very sensitive to the speed of the air traveling over the wing. When there's not enough air traveling over the wing, lift suffers, and the plane begins to fall out of the sky or stalls.
Falling out of the sky? That sounds like fun.
Yeah, right. We do have to practice stalling, though. First, we should check our setup. We need to make sure our airport is Laui. Our final approach is 3 nautical miles. Our aircraft is the Cessna 172P. Time is 8, and weather is clear.
Now press P to pause, and A to bring up the chase view. We have to collect data about this flight, so click on Settings, Data Input and Output, and then select Data Set tab. Click on the last 2 checkboxes next to Speeds, line 3, and click X to return to plane view. In order for us to see the lift vectors, select Special.
And I will pull this back a little bit so you can see this again, what lines you need.
Put in output, and then select Data Set tab. Click on the last two checkboxes next to speeds, line 3. Then click X to return the plane view. In order for us to see the lift vectors, select Special, and then Show Flight Model. The green lines are lift vectors.
We have to make sure we have the standard payload of 298 pounds. At the top of the menu, select Aircraft. Wait and
And I'll show you how to get your lift vector arrows one more time.
View. In order for us to see the lift vectors, select Special, and then Show Flight Model. The green lines are lift vectors.
we have to make sure we have the standard payload of 298 pounds. At the top of the menu, select Aircraft. Weight and fuel, and check to make sure the payload weight reads 298. Click X to return to plane view, and circle around the plane by pressing Q. Look at the lift vectors around the prop. These demonstrate that the propeller acts like wings.
Alright, now press P to unpause. And put the plane into a 3-second climb. Do not change the throttle. Press pause.
What I want you to notice is that he's still using the white square and the crosshairs.
Pause. What does the airspeed do as we climb? What do the lift arrows do as we climb?
Now unpause and continue climbing.
Can someone tell me what happens to the lift arrows as we climb up higher and higher? Can someone raise their hand and tell me? Yes, Marissa.
They get shorter.
They get shorter. So eventually, what's going to happen to this aircraft?
It's gonna stall and
Very
fall
good.
out of the sky.
Very good. Let's see what happens.
Until the lift arrows nearly disappear. Pause. What is the airspeed now? Is there much lift occurring on the wing? Continue the simulation. What happens to the plane? Press T.
The plane goes into a stall because the lift vectors keep decreasing until it no longer supports the weight vector of the airplane and the plane stops flying.
Press P again. Okay, now we level the wings and point the nose down. Once our airspeed approaches 80 knots, we'll pull the nose up slightly. Watch the vectors. Do the lift vectors increase?
What happened to the lift vectors? As we nosedived and all of a sudden pulled up and paused it, what happened? Can someone raise their hand and tell me? Let's go with Max.
They started getting longer rapidly.
Yes. So if our airspeed, so what happened to the airspeed, do you imagine?
The airspeed went up rapidly also.
Very good. Thank you, Max. All right. Let's finish this up, and then you guys will know what you're going to be doing.
The airspeed increases. Do the lift vectors increase when the airspeed increases and the nose is pointed up?
Now fly, stall, and recover several times and watch the lift vectors throughout. The handout has additional information on angle of attack and angle of incidence, as well as theories on lift.
All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what you're going to do, you're going to stay on for during this class, and you're going to do this activity. What I would like you to do is on your handout, if you need to look at how to do this again, has all the step-by-step instructions on here. All right, on how to do everything. For even how to get the vectors going up to the special in plane layout. The other thing you're going to use is this page here. You're going to answer the questions by doing this airspeed. So do the airspeed, fly it up, fly it down. Let's see we'll actually have a little competition. By the end of class, work on this, and then with the last 5 to 10 minutes, we'll have a competition to see who can get the highest vector arrows. All right. After you practice for a while, and what we'll do, we'll just share screenshots. You'll freeze your computer, and we'll look at it. We'll determine who has the largest vector arrows. What do you guys think? If you like that idea, I'll let you work for a while. Raise your hand if you like that idea. That we'll have a little competition the last maybe 5-10 minutes of class. All right, a lot of hands went up. Awesome. But you need to work from now on for about the next 15 minutes before we do that. You'll answer these questions. If you need more information about everything we went over already, the angle of attack, angle of incidence, as well as climbing higher with Bernoulli's principle and Newton's third law, you have that information in your packet. Okay? Now, if you understand what you're working on, raise your hand. Okay, wow, a lot of hands went up. Very good. I'm going to put hands down. Go ahead. If you have a question or concern, I'm going to put hands down again. At this time, raise your hand if you have a question or concern. Let's go. Wow, lots of questions. Okay, Alex.
So, for the competition, are we allowed to use the experimental supersonic?
No, we're going to use the same plane, the Cessna, to keep it equal. Okay?
Okay.
Fair question. But go ahead. Do you understand what you're working on right now, though?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Yeah, we'll keep it the same plane, everyone, to keep it an equal playing field. Marissa.
Yeah, so I was paying attention, but I didn't catch how you, like, how do you get the green lines to show?
Go up to special. And then it's like plane layout. Have it checked. Okay?
Okay, so special, then plane layout.
Yeah, it's something like about the plane body, plane layout, and you make sure there's a dot checked next to that.
Okay. Like
Okay.
on 3? On 3? The last two things clicked on 3 or something?
What are the three options right now?
For what?
Under special.
Under special, hang on. There's not 3 output options. There's like,
Can you please read them?
I don't know. Show flight model, output
That's it.
flight model. Oh,
Show
what?
flight model.
Okay. Oops. Show flight model. And then what do I click?
Now just.
Oh, okay. I see them. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right. Jean-Marc, how can I help you?
Mr. Taylor?
Oh, yeah, sorry, Marissa. Jean-Marc.
Is there a way to get the guy who talks in the background to go away?
I believe it's under settings or under file, but yeah, all that noise you're hearing is the air traffic controller. It simulates. If you actually knew like air traffic control language, you'd be able to communicate with that.
Oh.
Basically, just turn your volume down. I believe you can mute it. There's a process. I'll look it up. I don't know off the top of my head. Okay? But I'll find out.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Jean-Marc. All right. Let's go with Max. Yes, Max.
First of all, I know how to mute that guy.
All right. Go ahead.
You go to settings, and under that, it's the 5th one down, sound, and just turn everything all the way down.
Thank you, Max. Very helpful. And what else, Max, can we do for you?
And also, I don't have the ability to get a view outside of my plane.
Hit Q or A.
I can change the view. Oh, there we go.
There
Thanks.
you go. All right. Thank you. All right. Let's go with Luke. Yes, Luke. How can I help you?
I wanted to know, how do you get to the moon?
It's under one of the setting options. You can change location. It's on the
So
top.
it's at location?
Yeah.
I'm looking at location right now, and there's only Earth and Mars.
Oh, okay. No, you have to go into the gravity settings. It's in one of the setting levels, which you need to use. If you want to change that to get caught up, it's in the PowerPoint. Go to Edmodo, and it'll show. It's in the handout. It's in the handout. It'll tell you exactly what to do. Okay, for lesson 2. All right. Thank you, Luke. Let's see. Keller, you got a lot of hands up and need help. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't need help, please put your hand down right now. Keller, go ahead.
I still can't get on my X-Plane.
And you have, which version did you have downloaded?
X-Plane 9 demo.
Okay, very good. Were you able to do it? You've been able to use it every other time, correct?
Correct.
All right.
But it says that I'm already running it and it can't activate.
Okay, then what I would do is delete it. Whatever you have open, try to find like everything that's open and make sure you can get it closed. Try that first.
Okay.
And like, do you have a Mac or a PC, Keller?
I have a PC.
All right. Do a Control-Alt-Delete.
Control-Alt-Delete.
And see if it's running.
Okay, so Control-Alt-Delete, then get back on?
No, hit Control-Alt-Delete, and that'll give you a bunch of options of what's running. And if it's running, close it. Manually override it and close it. Does that make sense?
Okay. Okay.
All right, and then try to rerun it and let me know, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you. Sarah, how can I help you?
Under data set, we're supposed to check mark 3 and 92, but should we uncheck mark the other 2 lines of 21 and 66?
If you want to, yes. If you don't want to, you don't have to either. As long as you know which are which. Okay, Sarah?
Okay. Oh, and for the competition, I don't think I can really participate because I'm running X-Plane and Webinar on 2 different computers.
Okay, that's fine. Thanks for notifying me. No problem. If you take a screenshot and email it to me, I can post them on Edmodo if you want. Or you can post it on Edmodo. It's up to you. Thank you, Sarah.
Okay.
Marissa, need help?
Yeah. What Keller had to do was he had to restart his computer. That's what I did. But you can also do what you said. But I can't. Like, I'm trying to fly my plane right now, and the speed just keeps going down. And it hasn't taken off yet. The speed just keeps going down.
Is your generator on?
I have no clue.
Look inside.
How do I check that?
Go in the cockpit. It's either Q, W, E, A, or S. Hit one of those buttons.
Yeah. Q, W, E.
Hit one of them
Wait.
to get in the cockpit.
I'm in the cockpit, and the generator is glowing. So
Okay.
should I?
Yes, go back to your quick flight setup and restart because your plane basically is dead.
Okay. How do you restart?
Go up to quick flight setup.
I'm there.
All right, and just hit go to this airport.
Okay.
Now click on the X up in one of the upper right or left hand corners.
Oh, it doesn't have, you don't have to do that. You just click on go to this airport.
Okay, and then now hit pause and you're back at your plane. Every time your plane is messed up, just do that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Just please put your hand down. All right, I think I'm going to put all hands down. I think I have everyone answer most questions. Let me check the chat. All right, now Sarah has her hand up. Yes, Sarah.
How do you get the plane to start in the air without having to take it off?
All right, under quick flight setups, you go to quick flight setup.
Uh-huh.
You see the different runways, and you have like approach 3 nautical miles.
Yeah.
Click on that.
On which runway? Runway away?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're just flying. We're not trying to land right now.
Okay. And then I just go to this airport?
Yes.
I'm on a runway.
Did you click on the 3 nautical? Next time, go in and click on 3 nautical miles, then hit the X in one of the top corners.
Okay.
All right. Let me know how that works.
Okay.
Thank you. Let's go with Alex.
So for the competition,
Yes, sir.
which I forget, but which gauge are we trying to get the most of?
We're looking at your vector arrows. We're not really using the gauge at this point. We're going to see who has the highest vector arrows on their wings.
Where is that again? I totally forgot.
Look at my screen. It's these arrows that are on the wings.
Oh, so if you go out of cockpit,
Yep.
that's weird. Mine doesn't show them.
Did you go to settings and turn them on yet? Under
Yes.
Excuse me, under special.
I must have turned them off because I had them before, and then I went to settings.
All right.
And I might have...
No problem. There is a shortcut button. It's either the backslash button or one of the greater than or less than arrows or the colon. Or,
Backslash.
It's backslash. Yeah, that'll help you. All right. Thank you. Let's go with Anna. Anna, how can I help you?
Across the thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was. A deer was running across my thing.
I want to see.
Okay, so.
Yeah, watch out for the geese.
Level, right?
Watch out for the geese,
Okay,
Anna.
3 minutes. 3 second climb.
All right, everyone. Take about another 5 minutes, and then we'll start our competition. And whatever you need to finish, just finish for next Monday. And then we'll do a little competitiveness. Yes, Anna.
I have a question.
All right.
I forgot how to get the air arrows.
The lift vector arrows. Hit the backslash button.
What?
Hit the backslash button on your computer. The backslash question mark symbol button.
Okay.
Or go to special, and it's one of the settings under special.
Wait, I can see sort of it.
They're harder to see unless you're actually flying.
Okay.
Okay?
Fly, Anna.
1 second. Thank you.
You're welcome. Steve and Jose hit the geese. The geese are actually a pretty legitimate issue in aviation. I mean, the whole Scully on the Hudson due to like geese being sucked in. Sam did it too. He hit a geese. Marissa, how can I help you?
So yeah, like I can't see the arrows. Like a few minutes ago, and I was running on the thing, and I could see them, and I'm hitting the backslash button, but I can't see the arrows. I keep going to special.
Are you on the ground or are you in the air?
I'm on the ground.
If you're not really flying, do you have much lift?
No.
Put yourself in the air and then check. All right?
Okay.
All right. Then let me know. Anna, how can I help you? All right. At this time, what I want people to do is you can finish your lesson over the course of the next week, and we'll go over it on Monday. But what I want you to do is fly and see if you can get the biggest vector arrows. Pause your screen, all right? Because I can't have you flying while we look at your screen because it slows down everything. Then once you do that, raise your hand for the challenge, and I will call on you. We'll look at your screen. We'll make a decision after we look at people who want to do it. If you don't want to do it, no big deal. So to let me know you're ready, and you have a picture or screen froze of X-Plane, when you get to that point, raise your hand. All right, first person up is Zach. Zach, you ready? You're ready?
Okay, yes.
All right, let me switch screens over to you so we can see it. All right. All right, not bad, Zach. All right. Okay. Thank you, Zach.
Thank you.
All right. Good, good. All right. All right. Let's switch it over to Max now. Max has one, and we'll make a decision. That's pretty high. All right, Max, go ahead. See this competition. Zach started off strong. He was like, "What's up? Look at my lift arrows." All right, Max. What do you think? You think that's as good as Zach's?
Probably not quite as high.
Why?
I picked mine without seeing Zach's. Can I try again?
You can try again, but we'll have to come back to you for this round
Okay.
of winner take all lift vector arrows. All right, I'm gonna come on. Thank you, Max. All right, let's go to Jean-Marc. All right, Jean-Marc is up to bat. Let's see his lift vector arrows. What will they be? You're gonna have to zoom out a little bit.
How do you zoom out?
The minus button key. There you go. Whoa. I think you just took the lead over Zach. That's pretty legit. All right. Nice job, Jean-Marc. All right. Let's take it to Anna. Anna, you are up. Jean-Marc surpasses Zach. So Anna's up now. Hello, Anna.
Hello. Can you guys see it?
Yeah, I can say. Do you think that's high as Jean-Marc's?
No.
I know. Yeah, disappointment. I'm sorry. We gotta. Good effort. Good effort. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and we got Catherine's up. I think Jean-Marc might be the big winner chicken dinner on this one. All right. Ooh, that's. I gotta hear from Catherine here. Catherine, unmute you. Catherine, what do you think?
Yeah.
You think yours is higher than Sean Mark's?
Yeah.
All right, let's ask Sean Mark. Sean Mark, what do you think?
Mine still looks a little higher.
Oh, what do you think about that, Catherine?
I don't know.
All right. Well, this is close.
The screen. So.
I'm gonna have to go with Jean Marc. I think Catherine, you are really close, but you're definitely in second place.
All right.
Thank you, Catherine. And our last person who is calling in is Sarah. Sarah, let me give you over the screen.
Well, I'm on a different computer, remember? So can you not judge? Because I want to post mine on Edmodo because I have it.
All right. So I guess I'll have to announce the winners on Monday. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Okay. Now, how about I do this? As of right now, Jean Marc is in the lead. All right. Jean Marc is in the lead with Catherine and Ace close, but in second place. Alex.
Could I compete? I just have to take about 1 minute to like add everything and turn it on and stuff. I had to change computers.
Okay. All right. Or we can do this, ladies and gentlemen. It's 6 o'clock. So this is what we'll do. Take a screenshot and post it on Edmodo. And over the next 4 or 5 days, what I will do is look and see who has the best screenshot. What do you guys think of that? If you like that idea, raise your hand.
I don't need to raise my hand. I'm still unmuted.
All right. So we got your answer. Very good.
I like it.
All right. So we like it. All right. So we'll do that. I'm going to mute everyone now. A lot of hands went up. So what we'll do, this will give everyone an opportunity to practice, do this lesson, and all right. Well, thank you as always, everyone. You did a great job tonight. Remember, do your lessons. Hello, Anna. All right. Take your stuff off. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your week and an awesome weekend. Get all your lessons. Get caught up. I'll post everything again on Edmodo. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful night. And as always, thank you for being part of Young Engineers. And have a good night. Bye-bye.